Hi, Wei-Jian.
Hey, Dan. Good morning.
Morning.
Did you have time to read through the doc I sent yesterday, or you want to, we after this meeting we can still talk, right? The more edit that document.
Yeah, absolutely. And I already went through it all and made some edits and sent to you on Telegram.
Oh, okay. And have another thing I want to talk to you, which is pretty good news, actually. Two good news, actually. After this meeting, we'll talk to you.
Cool.
So should we start or should we wait for Meredith? So I think we can just simply start.
Sure, yeah. I don't know if she's joining today, so we
Yeah,
can just hop
yeah,
right into it.
yeah, sure. Let me share a screen here.
Hi, Mary-Lise.
Oh, Meredith joined. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, you joined in at the right time. Let me share my screen. But I just suddenly realized there are so many windows, tabs open. I want to close them in case there's
Richard,
something
did
that
you get any request from Adara's team, like Pete and Kuni, to edit the document?
Cooney, I got it. I think I got it from Cooney, not Pete.
All right. Can you okay, like so Pete didn't do anything. I don't have an answer for you because everyone is like quiet because one person is still on holiday. But it's irritating. You want an answer today, right? About the blog.
Yeah, if not, I can. If not, so there are two things, right? One is that I can just simply edit it on our side and then just submit it as a draft so the LFDT can look at it. I think that'd be good, just because they have their feedback as well. And then you can take time because I know you mentioned that some of them were on vacation last week. So I think then you can work later on. It's fine. But I think it would be good just to let LFDT to look at the draft because they may provide some feedback.
We all agree. We tried to comment here and he couldn't, and then he requested access quite a while back. I should have come back to this or pointed them back to it. For the week you can eat Harmonia. The R3 connections that we have is Richard. Richard left Harmonia. So I have to follow up in Pete, and I don't think Pete is list to go chase these people around it. But there's not going to be any doubt about it. That's all I'm saying. Like it will definitely. If you can give me one more day, I can push and just see if there is something that is highly objective. Then they can point that out. Otherwise, you must say if there is something that you it's just this, or do you want us to extend on it still?
Let's extend it then because I don't want to give surprise to LFDT. Let me just tell them that we still need some time from Harmonia team, and then just let them wait.
If you can maybe just give me no, what I meant is, do you want to extend this document any further?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we can extend it, maybe is it okay by the end of this week? You can give me a kind of a
Yes, okay, that's flexible. Thank you.
Yeah,
yeah.
just
And then,
FYI, I've been editing on a side doc on myself because I was waiting to see if anyone from Madeira was going to answer the question about eating, but since you clarified it, so over tomorrow I'll merge my edits back into the main doc since we can go ahead with the Smoot eating Harmonia approach.
Did you, or is your comments not in this one yet? In the one that we have?
No, I just did a copy so I could. Yeah, I'm quite messy when I edit, so a lot of bad ideas will make it on the page in the meantime. So I'll clean that up and then move them into the public doc.
Okay. Okay, I'll get some action on this, like for you definitely before the end of the week. But we don't. Sorry,
Oh.
Pete only came back yesterday. It was a public bank holiday on Monday in England. UK bank holiday.
Yeah, why didn't I
always-
get that one off, Wei Jia? Supposed to be a bank holiday for me too on Monday.
Yeah, well, next Monday is our Labor Day, okay? Uh, so we have one day off this coming Monday.
So you get Labor Day off, but I don't get my
Yeah.
bank off. Okay, I got it.
Because your bank day, right? It's Labor Day is supposed to be working as well.
It's ironic that it's Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll chase it up. It just always messes us around because a large part of the company is UK for us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. I was wondering what holiday was it. So it's bank holiday. UK, I was surprised. Even bank has holiday.
Yeah, well, it's not like I got it off. Like I'm under South African law.
Uh,
No, I
Okay.
don't dream of labor or labor laws.
Yeah, I share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this very good. So thank you, Mary. I saw you finally was able to check in. Everything fine? Did you get through things quick, or I saw the check-in here. This pull request.
Yes, it's the what was I'm thinking now? Like there's just something in the Bezier test environment that I added. I'm just thinking I deleted a lot of things. So before you just merge it, go
Yeah.
look, because I don't think that Node.js, it's so old. It was made specifically for settlements that we don't use anymore. It was POC for the banks. Looks completely different in real life now. So the contracts is useful, and the changes I will always sort of leave those. I'm busy with something else but it builds on the same thing here. We use that token contract there for us that has holds, and that you can place hold and then execute it in a two-step process, and then we use the cross-chain messaging. This is our use case. So I must probably, I don't, Signore won't work. The public image for Signore is you have to build it from the base up. So there's just something in it. The whole environment is not there for you yet, and we're not gonna add Corda nodes here. So it's node services that I don't think we should reuse. It's copied out of right out of Harmonia, and it was such a POC for us, and it's so klutzy. Don't think you should bring it over, but the contracts is definitely, because it adheres to that standard. Any API can be built around them. They have your 3 layers very clearly. So I kept the contracts. Yeah, this is soft HSM. We'll see if it runs on your machines. It's Signore that uses it, but I just wanted to give you an enterprise level signer and at least 2 Bezier nodes that you can sort of mimic 2 different networks that does interop for Bezier.
Okay. I think it's fine. So I will rather port more than less, because our dev team would like to look at the whole environment as well. So we can delete them later if we think there's something that's not needed or need to be
The
modified.
thing is, we're not going to shut down Harmonia quite immediately, right?
The thing is that our dev team may not even look at the Harmonia code base. So I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Well,
think it's
maybe
just.
then you don't want to do this, and you want to reorder a bit yourself. This is what I consider is the only thing that's sort of useful here, because we've done so much more with it. And the only thing is those interfaces for these contracts. If you wanted me to contribute more contracts for like
Yeah.
Fin peer-to-peer, Onero's contracts, and then we're also busy building out a validator contract. These things are very messy. What we actually did in the end was the interop manager with various verification contracts, each one for each ledger, a verifier contract, which was then your cross-chain messaging layer there,
Mm-hmm.
one for each chain. And one that I'm busy with now it's just not rocket science. It's simple. It's just using linear. If you're already on a linear network rolling up to a layer one, you have a messaging protocol in place already. There's no proof other than a Merkle proof that you need to include. And it's also one way. It's kind of weird on linear. But see, that's another example that we can contribute. So what is in that cross-chain messaging can possibly be split out into what I would think like a contract for each chain. And then have a general interface, which is your interop manager, which is your inbound call and your outbound call. And the rest is application layer, right? Your token and your validate set, which is another example of a cross-chain function call. But yeah, you can go move it. Maybe check out this branch and revert the deletes if you want to keep it there. I didn't find it very useful. Or I don't,
Okay.
it's very klutzy. It just gives people a lot to go work through, and I'm not sure it means much. We all know it's listening for an event. We all
Mm-hmm.
know that it builds a compliant proof, a block header proof from it. Maybe that's even something that in here we use a library, a Node.js library, a ETH proof library. We don't even have code for that. So it is really just the API service, relaying service between networks. It's very klutzy config and everything.
Okay. So can you well, thank you very much. So I noticed that you delete the Besu and other things in the Harmonia directory. That's the original one. That's in this directory, right?
I moved it to the test setup.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, so you put it here. Okay,
Yeah, so
so
there
that's
you see
good.
a Bezu.
Yeah. See
You
it
get
here. Yeah. Yeah, see
Yeah,
here.
you
Yeah.
can start up the Bezier one like that, and you get a Grafana, and you get a what else do you get in the Docker Compose? Just the basic stuff that you need to run an enterprise network, because we are EEA.
Yeah.
The if you so this is why you got HSM stuff in here for a enterprise signer, which is Signare, which is also that repo was just the very first code was dumped and nothing was done on it. They're also going to be on our case on like it's a stale repo. But if you go to test setup, yeah,
Yeah.
Ethereum README, yeah, if you go into the README, maybe. That's just a make provision and a make deep provision, which yeah, see there you have to bold the signer if you want to run it, because our public link doesn't work. So you can, if you don't need a signer for now, you can just make provision, and this is for this to configure the signer for a Smoot application. Like, so this is, like I say, it's linked to an HSM, so it needs a little bit of setup and admin modules and stuff. You can, I don't know, if you don't want to work with the signer, I'm not exactly sure all of these things work. I must go test them. But it's all in a Docker container, and if you open the Docker Compose
Uh-huh.
on the left side,
Yeah.
so there you can see you got a Postgres, which is your, again, your signer needs a Postgres
Oh,
key.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
And then a Bezu starts up for your Bezu network. Go a little bit down. Oh, I think you get, yeah, like the Signora comes with so many things.
Oh, yeah. Here, right?
Another Bezu network. No, Signora network. Prometheus. See, this is what I'm saying in a Grafana. So you can also, for whoever wants to play with this, they can just go take out of the Docker Compose the components that they want to start up, right? There's not,
I see. Okay.
There's config files, but it's very basic config files, and like to start up your Bezo network,
Okay.
And also some monitoring and a database. I mean, that is just for Signare. We stripped out our gateway and the rest of it. I must maybe just make
Oh.
double sure those things work. And then the soft HSM is obviously connected to your signer, your enterprise signer.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, this is and then the HSM, can you make HSM locally, or you have to kind of subscribe to AWS and other accounts?
No, this is why we put soft HSM as an emulator.
Oh, it's an
Right?
emulator. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but it's difficult. You cannot run it. This is why the tokens is here. It's full of nonsense to run in a Docker container. So in general, in the README, I must go double check. Yeah, I also kind of just dumped it here in the README. They must maybe tell you that's to set up Ethereum. So when you configure the signer,
Mhm.
well, that's configuration when you start it up. Maybe you must have soft HSM installed on your machine.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Already, because
Okay.
it doesn't run in a Docker container nicely, but it's just an emulated environment that you can mount, or maybe it does run in a Docker container and they found a way to mount it, to mount those tokens. This is our test environment that I sort of gave you here. I must also go tomorrow, just double check that what is in here works for the signer. But this is also public. This is why I'm saying there's a repo for it, in a lab for it. But the lab doesn't have a public image like Bezo and stuff that I can include, and that's why you need to build it.
Okay. So yeah, I see it now. So basically you run the software HSM emulator and then you configure
Yeah.
with the Docker and then yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it is clear. So I will not accept it right now. Maybe I'll take some time to look at the structure and then see. Maybe next meeting we can decide what changes are needed. Okay, cool. This is cool, really cool. Thank you. I actually learned a lot. I didn't know you would actually use HSM as a signer.
Well,
And then
you
you,
can't, but otherwise you use files, and
yeah,
it's very easy to go say like a Web3 signer, which is what Consensus use, in a linear and everything. And it's very easy to go say, oh, we just plug down this signer that works with encrypted files and stuff. You can't use it in any enterprise application, right? It's like,
yeah.
so it's pointless to not show you what hiccups you get when you work with hardware. And this is already a sort of an emulator, right? That's just not nicely Dockerized.
Mm.
But in real life, you're gonna have issues. It's not just something that you you need to either have an on-premise HSM, or you have to have a service that you bought. This is, if you want the enterprise signer, this is what you deal with. It's even worse when you deal with people like Zama in a full homomorphic encryption, which needs to cater for multi-party computation. There you need an enclave. And sure, you can get an enclave from AWS that you can buy and spin their stuff up there. And you know, it comes with the same sort of awareness of anything enterprise. You come with hardware, some sort of integration with hardware somewhere, or you need hardware as a service, and on sort of that sort of security needs to be done by a service, and it has to be compliant for enterprise applications.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question about HSM because we used it earlier and then we changed it to KMS. So today, your experience with this soft HSM or Amazon HSM, can they sign like SECP 256K1 now? I remember in the past you cannot sign it. They don't
No, all
support
of
those
them
curves.
support it.
All of
Because
them are
NIST
supporting
said
it.
it was sort of okay, it's like I think a year and a half ago.
Okay.
The response was actually rather silly, but they say that for blockchain applications, it's okay to use it. That's generally available. HSMs is kind of there, and they're sort of getting ahead now with the full homomorphic encryption and the quantum algorithms that's starting to come to light now as well. Because earlier this year, NIST added another one, a fifth one, post-quantum secure signing, encryption, you know, the whole caboodle. So there's five algorithms that's now chosen. So you can start adapting, because in 2028 they're going to start enforcing.
Wow, it's so quick. Uh,
Well, I
okay,
can
thank you.
understand, because it takes so long from the moment they say that you should start implementing
Mhm.
to get it adopted. And if it's not adopted by 32, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
But E3 is already planning, that's for 2027. They're planning to bring in ZK snarks, and as a method of overcoming some of the post-quantum problems, and then also new algorithms that they're going to implement. So, and there's a whole quant platform network also that is EVM equivalent. So you can go dump your stack there and see what happens. We might do that as a proof of concept. To
Yeah,
see,
yeah. We have been talking about making one chain quantum resistant as well. Our research have been researcher was looking at that, and one of our, yeah. So, but I'm not sure how easy it
what
is.
cryptography does it use currently? Is it EVM equivalent or not? Is it a
That one, I'm
free?
not sure. I'm not sure about the details of that one. Yeah.
How much does it take to run your own chain?
What do you mean?
Mika?
How much? You mean one node or what? What?
No. How much does it take from you running it, you started it, you maintaining it, right?
Yeah.
Until it at least it got more adopted by, or other people helped run the network. What does it take from a human being to run it?
Well, we are open, right? Everybody can run it, right? And then because we are POS, so it's the configuration is minimum, and then I think what's needed is just you need to have some one coin to stake it, and once you stake it, you like everybody. When you say everybody can run it, and it's very low maintenance and low cost.
Well, it certainly has a high emotional cost.
Yeah, this is what I'm actually trying. Thank you for stating it more clearly. I also know
That's what I'm here for. I'm the translation layer.
Thank you for being the translation layer. Yeah, I know what it takes to run a chain. I should know by now. Wow. But what does it take from you? Is it a difficult thing to start?
Well, I think well, Tim, can you answer this question for me? What?
I think the difficulty answering the question contains the answer itself. It's a very high cost per lease. Like most of us at OneChain are long dead inside.
All right, I understand. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for warning me. I had such a suspicion. I want to make a proposal, but in the beginning we need to run these things before there is like anyone can, and it's still going to need to be a little bit permissioned in the beginning. I think we're not, all the things are not fleshed out, but in the beginning we have to run it ourselves and sort of yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it'll be the transition from permissioned to permissionless will be definitely the most draining part of that experience, especially as we start to attract true community members to try to run the infrastructure. There'll always be an expectation that you owe them something, and that can be quite draining.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
A-
7 years we tried to build for banks, right? And just to like sometimes even now we have to give conversations of blockchain 101. And it's like it's so frustrating. But that 7 years was so much of adoption, even though like in parallel with development. But you're right, to get them to run the infrastructure is the biggest thing. This is what I'm saying. In the beginning, you sort of have to run it yourself until, yeah, the next one is willing to run a node, and the next one is willing to run a node, and that sort of. Thank you. I think I got my answer.
Yeah, and there are certain things that's unknown, and that the unknown is the one that cause a lot of well, either emotion or the real kind of pain. For example, I was thinking, well, this happened again. That when we just started, then the chain ID was not very clear at that time, and then we ended up like having a different chain ID, and then there's a collision with another chain, and then we have to have a hard fork for that, and the hard fork is painful, and then we know that. And then later on, we found that other chains have similar problem, like Hyperliquid, Hyper EVM has the chain ID that's 999 that was registered by me actually. So they took that as a chain ID that are running right now. So these are the things that can cause a lot of pain actually. Yeah, but that you are talking about banking running blockchain themselves, I think that I don't think that's a good idea. And yeah, and you probably noticed that actually just yesterday, Google has their own chain, like Universal Ledger, the GCUL. Maybe enterprise would just adopt that kind of. It's supposed to be enterprise chain, I think, the Google chain. So it'll be easier to use someone else's chain. Uh,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, but it needs to grow quite big. Well, it is eventually, and like this is now, I know NFTs are dead in most cases, but for certifications, there's a very big thing coming out now, which is a digital product passport, and to issue sort of certain type of tokens that you can use as, well, firstly having on-chain ID, which is a big thing with, and even that ERC 3643 for interoperability, using earlier ERCs, but still having verifiable credentials on chain. But besides that, issuing sort of NFT tokens, which is certifications for sites and apps, and it's sort of a lot of things. But it's big pharmaceutical companies and banks that's eventually going to, because everyone is issuing stable coins right now, right? To have to run. But I had a feeling you're going to say that, so don't run it yourself. Wait until enough people is willing to start up the chain that should run it. Like Finality, right?
yeah, yeah.
They ran a lot of nodes until the bank started running the nodes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Let me, if that's what for this pull request, can I just mark it saying that we need to review more?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
You don't need to mark it in any way, but I have some doubts about the Docker Compose and
okay,
Designer. I might need to
okay,
add details for you to install soft HSM on your machine if it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I didn't know how to go pull it out of the Node.js service scripts. What's useful there? Like, it is really just Node with a lot of config, which is very aimed at that XVP manager for settlements and obligations and things that's not interoperability related at all.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let me make a comment here so that we can just look at it.
They'll at least leave you with something that runs there. But on the other hand, I don't know. I did stare at it for a long time. How to? We didn't write this specifically for Harmonia. It was one of our earliest. It was our earliest proof of concept for DVP. and PvP using the EA spec. So it is very ancient and it's not done well, and it's yeah, is what it is. The contracts is very usable. A lot of those we still use just as they are.
Yeah, we may need to have some expansion of the contract. I logged 2 issues today, so we can look at it and see if those contracts can be expanded to ERC 3643. Yeah, but let me go through the second pull request, and then let's see if we can take this one. So this one basically is just the change some or fix the bug of event passing, because there have been some changes with Stella. And then I think I look at these changes are very minor. It's just changing the same function, just changes some of the data format over there. So I think it should be fine. All the function are there. It's just changing some of the format over there. So, and then this is the bug fix. And then there's another change here, which is because Meredith, you mentioned that you want to have the event processing unit to be like as a service, right? So I did talk to the team, and they mentioned that the event processing and then constructing the transaction is actually done through a database. So when you have an event, you actually log into a database. I think the MongoDB entry, and then you take it out. And so that if you follow this schema, the database schema, you should be able to just put things out there and take it out, and then just customize it and take it out, customize it, and send the transaction out. And the team actually went in to describe. Initially, there was no comment at all, so they describe what are the field here, what is the schema, and describe what each one means. So when you have
Well,
an event,
for
yeah.
an event, you need or to build a proof around it, you need a block, right? So, and you need the index of the event in the transaction. There's a few things, like a source chain information. Is this everything that's in the event that I get? Is there a block number?
Yeah, there's a block number here, the timestamp. There are a lot of things over there, source chain information. So you can all kind of log into these and then check it out. And then there's some passing thing over there as well. So I think you can just look at it and see if this enough or not. If it's not enough, we can just add it in, no problem.
Okay. Is this EVM events always?
No, this is not EVM events always. I
Events.
think
Okay,
this is very general. Yeah,
okay,
that's the
so
original yeah.
I get it. Okay, so it's a generic sort of a generic database for all types of events from all the different chains that you can connect to.
Yeah. It's not.
that right?
I think maybe I say that if we call it event model, but it's not really not event. It's just the information model. It's just like a quotient information model.
Oh, it's almost like a message. Yeah, because the events become the messages, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's a good word. Yeah, messaging model. Yeah. And then it's just to log into a database. It's because it's off chain. Yeah, it's a off process. It's easier to process actually. And they have some status as well. Yeah, I think if this is good, I could check it in, and then you can see if there's something that's missing. You want to add them in. That's fine.
So if I want to use this for a sent message event from a linear layer 2, it will fit in here too, right? Because that you
Yeah, I
don't need to
think
make a block header proof. You just need some details to go look for a message in the Merkle tree. Reconstruct the Merkle tree when you build a Merkle proof.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm learning what this does, or what Smoot is going to do eventually. I
Yeah.
can give you a script to build the block header proof from all those. It's using Web3, you know, like so you just connect to your Bezu or whatever node you're running. It's EVM though. You would build a block header proof from it. I'm not sure. Geth block headers is not always the same. So this is very specific. What
I
am
see.
looking at? Event example. Oh, they give a lot of the message.
Yeah, they
stuff.
have an example here. I was looking at this one. The only thing I was not sure actually, I think it should be fine because I saw some kind of some junk characters here. I don't think this is virus code. I just that is
No,
probably
this
too
is
long.
revert reasons. It's different for us, for Geth, for Bezu, for we have a whole revert reason parser that's configurable by templates because of it, that we can support multiple clients. That when you see that, that's a revert reason that's not parsed correctly.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. So that's something I was not sure. Okay, so yeah, I think this example is very detailed. It's just yeah.
Matic. Oh, okay, nice. So this is wait. This is now a polygon header. What am I looking at? Go down a little bit. Action on the Matic. Source transfer event outbound task executed. So this is coming from Polygon. Where's
Yeah.
this coming? Okay.
Well, we have a reference implementation of a Stella and Polygon, and that's why it's Matic over there.
Right.
Yeah. I think this is good. You can just look at it, and then if you need to add more things, I think like linear, you want to use it, that's fine. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it to understand what you're doing here. So message types, create order. I'm just thinking you are still a layer in the middle. One chain is always a layer in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So are you proving something here, or are you just witnessing it?
We are witnessing it.
Witnessing it. Okay, so
yeah.
you don't have to build a proof around this.
No,
Okay, so
not for this one, not for this version. Yeah, we want to have. Yeah.
That's difficult to generalize. In general, the block headers looks a little different. And sometimes you need to build, like I say, for linear, but you do something completely different. It's not even a block header proof, even though it is a block head EVM using compatible block headers. Interesting. So how specifically do you listen to this? So it will be very specific to the chain, but you will always listen the same for that chain, right?
Yeah.
Witness the same for that chain.
Yeah. In fact, there are different things. Like for EVM, it's easy. You just listen for the events, and then there are some heterogeneous blockchain. They don't have event at all. So but that's not EA compatible, right? So it's like sometimes you need to get the block information, get the transaction, pass the transaction, and then from that transaction you get the core chain action, and then from there you just construct the target chain operation. So it's not event based. It's just
Is it rolled up or not at all?
It's not roll up. We don't do roll up. Yeah.
Okay, because no, I'm just saying, like, even if it doesn't have events, sometimes you don't need a later specific proof if it's rolled up already, because they give you sort of a proof, whatever they're using, like Polygon, like linear, like all the linear layer 2s that's rolled up. No, oh, if it's doesn't support events, then transaction. That's what I was thinking. It's like you can prove with a Merkle proof that the transaction was part of a rolled up batch. If there's no events.
But we don't do the roll up proof ourselves because we are mainly cross chains. Yeah.
No, this is what I mean. We don't try to do that either. You can't really, because of the blob, that thingy that linear posts to layer 1. It's very hard to reconstruct anything useful there. Polygon at least allows you to say this transaction hash was in this batch in terms of data availability on your layer 1. So you can make a Merkle proof saying that, proving that that transaction was in that batch and it is verified through the whole rollup system. So it's not a rollup proof, a ZK proof. It's a Merkle proof saying that something was rolled up. That makes your life very easy and sort of a motivation of why somebody that's starting a new chain will think of rather taking a layer 2 with decentralized sequencers once it becomes sort of more adopted instead of a layer 1.
Oh, yeah. That one is much more difficult to be maintained. Yeah. Okay, so if that's should we accept this one? I think it looks good. Yeah. So I'll accept this one. And then I have 2 issues I want to discuss as well. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, so there are 2 things here. First one is that methods LFDT asked us to give a second meetup presentation. Remember, I did the first meetup presentation, and they're asking us to give a second meetup presentation. I was thinking that it'd be good for a Dara team and OneChain team to work together to give a joint a meetup presentation. What do you think?
Yes. And I must just get more eyes except my own onto this before we have such a presentation. When did I want it?
That's up to us. I was thinking maybe, I think they mentioned about like October or even November. We're not in a hurry because we need to develop more things here. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is no longer Harmonia, right? So we can maybe bring in thingies like different peer-to-peer network that sits in the EA spec that has been piloted a lot now, and it's going to move into at least 3 different production environments for DVP settlement. I don't know if this is something, because it's publicly available, we're allowed to talk about it. I don't know if you want to, there's one between HQLX and which Onera is now orchestrating between HQLX and Finality, which is fin peer-to-peer witness models, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a one chain example. This is again of it's a different network that we link in, but we verify with smart contracts on Ethereum. So I don't know if that is something that you want to mention, if you're willing to bring it in. Remember, it is in the EA spec. I was always doubtful about it.
Yeah. I think do we have enough time to make it into here? If we can make the code into here, of course, I would love it to have it presented. That'd be a great use case presentation. How easy it is to you say it's going to production. Is the testnet
prototype,
version? Yeah.
yeah, the testnet, so this is what I'm allowed to give you. I can try and make a pull request. With that, giving you that contract Pete said from the beginning, I'm allowed to contribute it back. It's got to decode and verify, right? And that's what you want. And a lot of EIP 7 blah blah blah. And again, you need a signer, but I built an embedded signer there and scrippies to do it. I don't know if it depends on when you want to give this presentation. It just feels to me it's like it looks like we've done nothing if we speak about it, just Harmonia. Otherwise, you can speak on what you have brought in that's new.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, we
talking. Are
it'll
we? Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to, maybe I can delay that presentation time a little bit
No,
yeah.
no. Rather
Huh?
give the rest of the stuff, speak about what's there, and then we give it a little bit of time to give you another use case that we are sort of hopefully done with, given over to production people.
Okay, okay. Yeah, then I can just maybe either October or November, just and then you'll just present what we have here, and then the Fin P2P case, if once it's, because you probably need to go through some approval, right? Is it the case, or how is your these
No,
kind of things?
like I've been asking them from the beginning, like, am I allowed to give this? The only thing is the Fin peer-to-peer contracts ain't stripped down. It's like it's how you going to work those contracts that is abiding to the old interfaces of the EA spec. How are you going to use them inside Smoot? Because I can give you more use cases of that and then clean up what's there, because that is sort of in those two layers. Like I say, split out for each chain, you get a contract. You'll get a Fin peer-to-peer verifier contract. You'll get an Ethereum verifier contract. And well, if you want the Corda one, you can have the Corda one. Because that's the way we expanded it, right? So your cross-chain messaging layer will be split. Your application layer becomes your interoperability layer. When you made those layers for Smoot, I actually showed Pete like how our interface contracts, our interop manager is the application layer, and our function call contracts, and our, or the application layer is the XVP contract. Interop manager is the function call layer, and the smart and all those verifier contracts, connector contracts for each chain is the messaging layer. So I don't know if we want to structure them like that again, to be able to verify on Ethereum many different. No, this is not the same like one chain where you try to be the chain in the middle. This is very chain specific proofs that you can verify. But then at least you got 3 different chains that you can connect to.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's good. I went through it. I think it's great to have these 3 layers, because we came from this core chain background, right? So we kind of view it different from other people, and I think that's a great classification of separating into 3 layers. And let's go to another topic like ERC 3643, and people keep asking me, can you integrate this one? Can you integrate this one? But when you look at it, it's at the application layer. We don't need the function call, and the messaging layer don't need to change anything. So this is relevant to here, because I was thinking what to present, right? I was thinking that if we have like 2 months time, we can probably put ERC 3643 implementation ready. And then we can say that, hey, Smoot support ERC 3340 for token.
I need to write you a paragraph about that, right?
Yeah, that's
For
in
the
EA, yes.
spec.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as it will be, because it's application layer, is going to be a use case, right? So you're going to through a remote function call something in an ERC 3643 compliant contract.
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay, fine.
so that means this structure is right. This framework is right. So people think, wow, this must be some difficult thing, but it turned out to be very straightforward for us.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing for like they say it's like, and how can it link in with the ERC? Again, it's because it's a messaging protocol for remote function calls. Like you can, instead of a hold execute, you can, for example, put an allowance out, allowing the contract to spend some of the tokens, and then with a cross-chain function call and a proof, hit that execute or transfer on the ERC. It's application layer. You can always link it in, but you have to know what you want to go do. So if they say ERC 3643, it's going to be an investor use case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very orientated around that.
Yeah. Okay, great. So for this meetup, I'll just mark it as that Wenchen and Dara.
I'll push on this tomorrow morning. First thing, I might note to myself now that like just get Pete and get everyone to give comments on the document, and then see what I can copy into that repo. I'll make a separate PR, or well, I want that structure. I can zip up the things that are deleted there, and put it as an archive in the archive that somebody can go look at it if they want. But to leave it in the repo is just nasty. It's a public repo.
Yeah,
To leave it open like that, it looks like it's part of the code base, and it's not, and it's old, and it's proof of concept pilot, not clean.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I mark it. I commented that Wanchen and Adara will present. If you come back saying that well Adara will not present, then I'll change it. Yeah, later. Okay, so
Yes, you
that's
must
good.
just like, so the expectation from Adara is not, you must just sort of, before we say we represent, you must just sort of, what is clear for what is our side, what do we need to do from our side.
Yeah, I think we don't need to add new use cases that you have been working on. We just need to say that maybe like Wanchen can focus on the event based model, and then you can base on the Merkle tree proof side, and then for the use cases we can even mention it, but we don't need to show the example of how this is implemented. We just say these are the use cases that Smoot can help solve. That would be good enough, because this is the second time. Like we don't need to be like having the production level.
So what we can maybe do is, we don't mind telling people our structure, of our contracts, because it's even in those contracts for having an interop manager, which have an inbound call and an outbound call. We call it the interop manager, and we have all these separate contracts for separate chains, and how that, because I'm trying to find it now. I made this picture for Pete showing him that the layers completely lines up with the Smoot layers that you made. So we can show that, to show that our architecture is actually beautifully aligned with Smoot's layers. I don't know if that is something that's useful from our side, even if it's just 2 slides.
I think that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, yeah. So can you just yeah, the 2 or 3 slides of that'll be very, very useful for developers. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. I have one more item here. The adding ERC 3643 support. I think this, Meredith, you mentioned that you want to work on the paragraph in the EA spec, and I just mentioned that well, this mention about the standard, and it's compatible to ERC 20, and it'd be good to have a kind of reference implementation here for ERC 3643 token transfer. Just do the token transfer, it'll be good enough.
Okay, so yeah, it feels to me like let's first add the paragraph to the EA spec and get that, and see then how we're going to base a use case of it. But it's very, very application layer. So like I say, you must say like, okay, I want to say investor A has this and investor B has this, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you think token transfer, it will be good enough, right? Because there could be another use case saying that I want to do like token sale, right? Or you can buy, is it called pay and delivery?
It's orders. No, I think it works. I'm unclear now because I haven't spent the time to write that paragraph yet. But I think they work based on orders that you place, intents or something. I don't know if I'm confusing it now. And under the hood, they use on-chain ID, which means there's, for every person interacting here, there's a contract deployed. This is ERC 3643, on which you can do verifiable computations. A trusted authority will issue things that you can add to your on-chain ID. So that's something you will have to cater for. And otherwise, yeah, you're going to transfer tokens under special conditions using a special ID, if that makes sense to you. I don't know exactly the function calls names that they use. But that's essentially your use case is going to be like that. And I think you're going to first have to make an order place an order to see that all the compliance checks is ready, and then it'll allow you to transfer.
Okay, I see. Okay, cool. I think, yeah, that one, that I think there's some discussion point as well, because this on-chain ID, I wrote it down here. This on-chain ID module be on every chain, or it can be just in one single chain, and then can be
No, it's
data.
registries. They use registries that's deployed on multiple chains to have that identities on many chains.
Yeah, well, that's what my
Yeah.
question. Like, if I have a chain that does not have this on-chain ID, can I link that on-chain ID into an address and then just port that on-chain credential to another chain? It's just a credential
Well, you're
passing.
going to break their compliance, right? Because they say you have to have all of these things, verifiable credentials check. I sent you an email with a picture, just what I spoke about. I don't know if you want us to say one or two things on how our layers linked in there. I'm just trying to find, I have a that I can post in the notes about ERC.
Okay.
No, no, it's in Jira. Oh, I hate Jira. Jira is just, you can never find anything in this one. Yeah, because we also have to investigate sort of how we map foreign identities across chains, because of interop is becoming bigger and bigger. So there's this is the for identity or chat. Let's get into the chat. So that's the basic thing of they call it on-chain ID, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't comply to that, you're not compliant. Then you can't say you use ERC 3643 tokens, because that whole standard identity is based on chain ID. So I'm not sure how you're going to shrink it and say, like, for this chain, I just want to to hack it. There's a ZK identity registry as well, which is the ERC 7812. And then there's a Polygon ID, which is Web3 compliant standards, which use zero knowledge proof. So there's various different IDs, but not just from an address to on-chain ID. I don't know. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Let me look more into that, because Anise was I think one round of time on this. Anise was telling me that it'd be great to have on-chain ID cross-chain capability. So I need to look more into that about compliance.
We too. I made that issue card for us on a research board today, looking at all the various different ways. We also need some sort of registries, like for Fin peer-to-peer, for example. Those identities needs to map to token accounts in our system, or coming from Corda, like those Corda notaries and things, they need to map somehow. And you need, we want a generic registry, right, that can cater for all of these things. And maybe make a ZK proof for a certificate that Fin peer-to-peer or a Corda notary issues. Those things become important for maintenance of these systems that we've built. It's one thing to just plug them down, but to maintain them in production, you need. We're running into. It's hard to maintain these foreign identities. We want a general registry that can be updated, distributed, decentralized.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I think we run out of time for this. Yeah, I think there's good discussion. We can have follow up offline and through email, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
And
push it tomorrow morning
yeah,
first thing.
yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. Tim, do you have anything else to wrap up or?
No, that's it. I'll finish my edits on the blog and merge them by the end of this week, like we discussed.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Last
Let's talk.
question.
Yeah.
What did you ever look at in terms of quantum? Did you ever look at anything in the blockchain world where they use post-quantum signatures or some sort of technology there or not?
We do have actually, in fact, we do have a research result coming. Do you need it or do you want it? If you want, I can ask our.
But how
we
deep does it go? Like, is it for blockchains or is it to say like that it's going to die at some stage? Because if it's just the basic information, no. But for example, there's a PQ abelian. There's also another one as a layer 2 that is claiming to be completely or built up from the bottom to be quantum resistant. Now, I just wanted to know if you did some research other than the normal, that we all know that the elliptic curves is not secure and why and that sort of thing.
Yeah, let me think up, because we have actually he is in academia. He's actually he's teaching in the academia, so I think he has a very
He will know.
in-depth understanding about quantum computing. And let me go check with him and see if he has some progress on that. Only I think the last presentation is quite generic, so I can check with him. He's doing his own research in academia, so maybe he has some
Okay,
in-depth.
so
Yeah.
he'll know.
Yeah.
He'll know, because there's also a QWID, which is supposed to be also an identity system, but it's using quantum principles. I looked at it, I didn't like it, but I just wanted to have your input. But thank you. If you can forward it, it would be nice.
Yeah, QWID. No, I have not heard of it. Yeah, so you probably have much in-depth research on this one already. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
Yeah, but
thank you. Let's talk next time, and then just sync up with this one, the Smoot blog, and then the meetup. Yeah.
yeah, I'll speak to you tomorrow in emails and so forth.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Return. Bye.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.